Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 21st of June. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, what a weekend. Now, the cynics that are sometimes tune into this show, and we do get some correspondence from those cynics.
Never.
Hey, cynics, don't stop your correspondence.
We love it. We eat it.
But the cynics out there are going, oh, woe is me, the market.
The stock market or the share market?
The everything market,
or the
even the
market.
Victoria markets, they're all saying they're struggling too. Let me be clear. We've just had the most incredible weekend where we auctioned 30. That's 30, not 3, as some of our competitors like to go, oh, we sold 3 out of 3. That's 100% clearance rate. Get with the program. We had 30 and we sold 25 out of 30, Gary, for an 83% clearance rate. When the industry, the poor old industry, as I look down, 56% reminds me of our VCE scores.
Well, we never got as high as that.
Our combined VCE
and
scores.
Our best subjects, yeah.
Correct.
Well, it was a very good weekend. We get a bit of boast time, you're right, Phil, and of course humility is not one of our strengths, is it? But it was a very, very good weekend and some great results and some really hot competitive auctions and some prices as good as ever and better than ever, I would have thought.
Do you know what? I'm not sure I would be that effusive, Gary, but there is no question that we had a great weekend.
Yeah.
We sold properties priced from really $400,000 all the way up until almost $6 million.
Did we put the towers up?
Everything in between. Let's get those towers up.
Get the towers up.
All
so
right, towers up, towers up, towers down.
Thank you.
I'm just going to draw reference to this, Gary, because it does require some discussion. The industry at 56% clearance, when we say once we drop below 60%, that's really a buyer's market. I look at this time last year, the industry cleared 67% this time last year. So we've gone from 67% industry to 56%, and yet we've got 83% from a large number of auctions. Gary, at the risk of being overly effusive and completely not humble, what's going on when we can get 83% and the industry's at 56%?
Yeah, there's something in the water at Gary Peer Associates, Phil. I don't know what it is, but something in the water cooler for those people that sit around the kitchen having those little sips that we think they're wasting time. They're actually getting energised with the right stuff, Phil. So well done to all of our guys, to our vendors. Congratulations to those buyers who have bought from us. We did have a fantastic weekend at a time where, sometimes things are a bit subdued. The stock volume is always lower this time of year, as you know, and we're coming into one of our lowest, July is one of our lowest stock volume months, probably second only to really January, maybe, Phil, or February. Or I should say January or December, but still some quality listings coming up, and it is an opportunity for those vendors to have a bit of centre stage when there's not that much competition around, Phil.
Gary, I've just a personal gripe of mine, got nothing to do with what you've just said.
One of many.
But it's to do with something that you said in the introduction where you talked about humility is not a strength of ours.
No, it's not true.
I've got a pet bugbear at the moment where people get an award for something or they win something.
Well, you get an award for competing.
Right.
That's what happens.
You get an
That's
award,
the new generation.
You get an
Soft
award
generation.
and then they come up to the microphone and they go, I'm humbled by this award.
Yeah. You like that?
That's a bugbear of mine because really the people that are getting awards,
they're not humble.
Right, generally speaking,
they've got no humility.
Generally speaking, I'm not saying they've got no humility, but they're not humbled to be standing here. Okay. I think this word humble and humbled is overused generally by people that have got no humility whatsoever. So if I ever hear you get an award, well, the chances of you getting an award is not high.
Well,
but if you do ever get an award and you go up there and go, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so humbled to be standing here. You're not humbled. You're not humbled at all.
If you were a kid, you were in a race and you came like 5th out of 7, what would your father have done?
Right, well, you would have beat me.
He would have beaten you, rightly so too. He would have given you a good belt and
grabbed
you by the ears, days, shoved you in the car in the boot if you're lucky.
The good old days when you could beat your kids for not winning. Now it's almost you beat your kids if you win.
Exactly.
Because now, how dare we be at the top of the pack?
Exactly.
How dare we show?
It's all changed, isn't it? I know we're getting into a bit of a politically incorrect area here, and we say that jokingly about the beating. But today, the kids of today, Phil, the next generation, they are rewarded for anything. Oh, you competed. Oh, little Phil. He came 5th. He did so well. We think you should get the encouragement award. You should get the award. I mean, we didn't grow up with any of that.
Encouragement
You came 5th. out of 7, that was it. I remember coming home and saying to my parents, look, I came 4th in a race day. They said that was good. I said there was only 4 runners. They said not so good after all. But you know what?
And then they beat
days.
you.
And then they beat me, and I'd say thank you because I deserved it. Anyway, those were the days, Phil, when, you know...
I don't know how we get onto these changes of subject. I think it started with, don't be humbled in your acceptance speech. I'm humbled.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
you're not.
We're getting
you're not.
We're getting a bit carried away.
You know you're not humble. You know you're loving every moment of standing in the
shining
front of
there, exactly right. Shining up there on the stage, having the time of your life, and good luck to you. You achieved something, so you should be not humble. You should be proud.
I think I've got to do a function in a few months' time, Gary, which is a function which I haven't even told you about. Hilarious that I've been asked.
Is it costing us anything?
No, hilarious that I've been asked.
You know what? He does these functions. It's like, I've got to talk about this because you do these functions and they're like charity auctions, and you'll get up as the auctioneer and then you'll come back and I'll say, had to go, you go, oh, I just bought something for $7,000. What for? Well, no one was bidding, and you know, I thought it would be good and the spirit of it, and then I got stuck with it, and it's okay, we're buying it through the company. I'm like, what is that about? You know, like what? Who does that? Anyway, back to you.
I'm humbled by the opportunity, Gary, to be able to be the auctioneer, and I'm humbled to be able to bid.
Well, I'm not bloody humbled when you spend all our money buying stuff when you're the auctioneer, because it's just crazy. But I suppose, you know, being an auctioneer as you have been for, I don't know, 5 decades or however long it is, I suppose you get to auction things you like, but you never get to buy them or bid on them yourself.
Well, that's true.
That's your chance, and unless it goes to a good cause most of the time.
Yeah,
and you never use it either. You buy things. He bought a round of golf with me and Daniel Andrews, a round of golf for 4. Said, I've got a round of golf, and I don't know, you bought it off Gina Reinhardt, who bid for it first, and it was all wonderful. I got this. You think I ever got a round with Daniel Andrews?
Let me ask you the question. Yeah. At the risk of alienating some of our viewers, right?
Yeah. Don't ask it. Don't ask it.
Would you? Would you have wanted to have
Do you know what? Pre the pandemic, I would have gone out with Daniel Andrews and we would have had a nice round of golf, but maybe I would have used the golf club a bit differently after the pandemic.
Do you know what? In my limited interaction, because it's going back a few years ago, there was a charity auction at Raheen, actually. It was a charity auction at Raheen, and I was the auctioneer, and Gina Reinhardt was bidding, and I bid against her. I actually beat Gina Reinhardt in an auction.
Outbid her.
How good was that? How good was that? It was worth the money that we
might still have the image of it somewhere.
Anyway,
we'll find it. We'll put it up there.
So I beat Gina Reinhardt at an auction, and the auction, yes, it was a round of golf.
It wasn't the best year for Gina that year, maybe. You know,
she's kicked on since that auction.
So, now she'll probably have you covered.
Anyway, I did have a chat with Dan Andrews, and I've got to tell you, if you had have played a round of golf with him, I think he's actually take him out of the political structure and the political environment and take him out of the closing down the entire economy. Other than that, he actually, I thought, was a really good bloke. He was very personable.
And I think most people that are politicians, Philip, they do have a good heart. They want the best for the country. Of course, they want the best themselves, sometimes more so than the country. But I do think that most politicians who are serving the public come from the right place.
Well, certainly all of the politicians I personally know, and I know quite a few.
Well, you're a bit of a politician yourself.
I think they do. They put in. They absolutely. They absolutely do go above and beyond. It's a tireless, thankless job. So good on you if you're involved in the political structure of this country. And democracy is a fragile thing and needs to be protected at all costs.
We've got a few great ones around here too, Phil. You've got David Southwick here, you've got Josh Burns, you've got a couple of very active people in politics in and around this particular area who are doing outstandingly well. Phil, let's just move on and talk a bit about the weekend, because as we've managed to, and I said to you at the start of the show, I've got this whole topic we've discussed today. We're never going to get there, so just forget about it.
I've got to tell you the reason I took it down these rabbit burrows, because what you were going to talk about was so deathly boring.
It was terrific. It was all about conditions on contracts, and it was fascinating. Yeah, but we'll do it another time. Save that little gem for next time. Let's move on, Phil, and talk a little bit about the weekend, some of the results, because there were some great auctions. One at 25 Foster Avenue. Well done to the vendor of that property. Phil's been in the same hands for many, many years, and had some fun with that, selling it for $1,230,000. Thank you to Raoul Salter, who comes in every now and then as our 9th auctioneer.
Yes,
pops in and does a wonderful job. So thank you, Raoul.
Does he have that on his business card? Does he, Gary? 9th auctioneer for Gary Pearson Associates.
I don't think he does do that, Phil. I think he's got a bigger life than that. He's actually on the stage, and he's a commercial agent, but this was somebody he knew well.
He's a partner at Gross Waddell. If you think about selling a commercial property, give Raoul a call
and sell it with us and Raoul in conjunction. Phil, 7 at 26 Mercer Road, Armidale was a very, very popular one. 5 bidders there. Simon Redonic auction that. Yeah.
Mercer Road is one of those absolutely incredible addresses, and as High Street Armidale has become the #1 strip shopping centre in Australia for fashion, and particularly women's fashion, it's no surprising that Mercer went really well.
I also auctioned a property in an apartment in Dandenong Road in Armidale. I looked at the auction results in Armidale. I think we did the best on the weekend. Nothing.
Gary,
we always do well there.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
I'm humbled to say, Philip, that we actually did the best in Armidale on the weekend.
And that is exactly what I'm against at the moment.
Very humbled.
People using the word humble when they are so not
And you
humble.
must be humbled to have auctioned number 5 Marlborough Street, Caulfield North, for a second time and sold it this time. Were you humbled to get that result?
I was humbled to be acting for that client, and thank you very much to those vendors who went through the process with us, got them over the line on the weekend, and beautiful house. And Marlborough Street's a great spot.
Talking about beautiful houses, 4 Glenferrie Street, I mean, they don't come more beautiful than that. Hasn't yet sold. So there's an opportunity now with an asking price
a big
of
parcel of
2,890.
land.
Big land, spectacular home. I know I've had a lot of interest even since we've passed it in, but that was passed in on the weekend, so jump all over that one. Phil,
Gary, great property that I want to point out, although it may well be sold by the time we go to air. But that is Corkwell Street in Malvern.
Oh yeah, that's
the most
home.
magnificent. Fully renovates is an understatement. It's a rebuilt period home with the best floor plan, 4 bedrooms and a study, beautiful bathrooms, big entertaining areas in the most incredible location. If you haven't bought something, jump to the opens as quickly as you can there, or give me a call.
1A Hopkins Street, Philip,
What
in
happened there,
Brighton
Gary?
East.
What
Well,
happened?
that went off, Phil.
I mean, you say 1A Hopkins,
Yeah.
but it's really on the corner of Hopkins and
Thomas Street.
Street,
Look,
right?
that, you know what, there's a few messages in that sale, Phil, I say. And
What
I
are the
think,
messages? What are the key messages?
One of the messages is...
Are you going to be humble to tell me the key messages?
I'm humble to discuss this sale with you, Philip, and as I did enjoy being the auctioneer, but I have to say that it was a Carter Grange home, and interestingly, Leon bailed me up and he said, look, make sure you say this at the auction. I said, okay.
Did he touch you like that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm a bit scared.
Yeah,
he's
not
tall.
very politically correct, is it?
Anyway, he said, make sure you tell them this, that hundreds of homes have sold off this, which is the Carter Grange, the Carter Grange model home.
It was a display home.
Yeah, and it was their best. So we knew it was a great home. But then the people who owned it, who were quite well known, but we kept them out of the limelight.
We're not saying who it is.
Anything. They went and made it even better. They made the best
they
better.
zhuzhed it, Gary. To use a very technical term. They zhuzhed this house.
Yep.
And wow, what a zhuzh they zhuzhed, because it was incredible.
Price undisclosed, Philip. The vendor aspiration was to get around 3 or a bit more, which they're hoping for. We were quoting a bit less than that, but it ended up getting more, sort of 3.5.
Well, when I saw that result come through, I had to look at it a second time, and I actually rang you to say, is this correct?
It is correct. Anyway, beautiful home, well done to the buyers. A hot competition with 4 buyers going
sexy house.
It was. Hey, Phil, we sold Waiora Road. Price is undisclosed, but a beautiful home, a stately home. Sold it to the bidder. We passed into the final bidder, negotiated, sold. So well done. Congratulations to the vendor of that home, Phil, who I'm pleased to say is delighted, and wonderful buyer and wonderful seller. We love dealing with wonderful people, don't we?
We do, Gary. We're humbled to deal with so many wonderful people. We're humbled.
I had a great auction, Philip, a 2 at 15 Alexander Street in St Kilda East, this single-level villa that had been owned by the same family for 40 years.
Yes.
That was a hot competition. Philip, sold for $958,000, well over the reserve, which was within the range of 8 to 880.
All right, so Gary,
that's all results.
This is getting a bit tedious talking.
It's just
right through
just
all the
your
properties.
ADT. Just
ADD, Gary, ADHD, actually, just because
you've
just
got
to get
that.
it right.
Don't make me suffer for it, really.
What's your view? Because on one hand, we've got the industry clearing 56%.
Yep.
On the other hand, we're at 83%. And actually, if you look back over the last 6 weeks, I reckon our clearance rates have been between 75 and 85%. So, in the most humble way, I would like you to respond to how is the industry so much less than what we're doing?
It's a very humble question that requires a humble answer, Phil. And humbly, I have to say that I think that, firstly, I think we're realistic with our sellers. And I think our sellers want to know the truth, Phil. I think most sellers do. So I think, firstly, we're realistic with them. Secondly, I think we do a lot more work with our buyers and a lot of our other agents. We review closely. We've got very tight processes. We've got a lot of resources and we know how to use them, Phil. So that's a little bit of a quick humble answer to your question
Excellent,
that requires
Gary.
a humble response.
Excellent, humble response.
Thank you. Now let's talk about the auctions coming up this weekend, Phil. You had a very big Sunday last week.
Oh, my lordy lord, Gary.
And you wouldn't have it any other way. You've got 6 this Sunday as well, so we won't see you in the sales meeting on Monday. Let's review our properties.
How much better are our sales meetings without me in them?
Well, I humbly have to say a lot. Yeah. Let's go. Phil, we have 21 auctions coming up this weekend, and on Saturday we've got 9 of them, all in different suburbs.
Oh, 9 auctions in 9 different suburbs.
We love
How
it when that happens.
fascinating, Gary.
Oh, it is fascinating, although the first one may not
I
get off
tell
the
you what,
ground.
the GPS in the car gets a bit of a workout.
Is that
Although,
right?
do you use the GPS in your car, or do you
Yeah.
just use your iPhone?
No, I used to GPS in the car.
Do you?
Yeah.
Just Google Maps on your iPhone
Is better?
Well, first of all, it doesn't take. You've got to program into your GPS, and it takes 15 seconds.
Yep.
Just the Google Maps.
Yeah.
Incredible on your
Yeah,
phone.
but you're not supposed to be on your phone when you're driving, Phil. And if there's anybody from
Gary,
the
come
authorities
on.
watching this, I think you
Come
need to give him a
on.
warning. Not necessarily a fine, but just a warning to let him know that you just don't do those sorts of things. No, I do. Although the other day I had it in Bentley East in a street very small street that I didn't know, and I do know most of the streets there, but I didn't know this one. And oh boy, did it take me around the world.
Yeah.
My goodness me.
Sometimes Google Maps gets a bit confused.
Did the scene
Gary,
route,
let's
yeah.
jump into it. What have we got?
And by the way, this week, if you're in Bentley or Bentley East, it's the 4th weekend. So you get to go to the market in Bignell Road. Phil.
Oh, Gary, you are just the farmer's
I'm the
market.
source.
You,
Just
should,
up the
you
way.
should really do a farmer's market
Review.
tour
I
of
could.
Australia.
I can do it. Oh,
you know
Australia
how,
would be
you know
great.
Mike and Mal Leyland
Yeah,
joined the
Iceland.
Leyland
Yeah,
brothers,
brothers, yeah.
Leyland brothers. You could just be Gaz's.
Yeah, Gaz's markets.
Gaz's market tours.
Well, that's where our life started, our professional life started
did.
at the markets together.
True story,
True story.
viewers.
That's where we used to
Camberwell
work.
Market.
Yep. Yeah, then Victoria Market. We advanced. We went all the way from Camberwell to Victoria. We're kicking off Saturday, Phil, with triple auction action. We're at 697 South Road, a fantastic display home, Phil, but I think it might be sold.
Gary,
So what's
the builder there is Latitude 37, a stunning house in every possible way. But viewers, check online before you come to that auction because it may well be sold this week.
We're doing well with those. We're selling a lot of those display homes, aren't we? We've had the Carter Grange, we've had that one, we've had the other one, which is
Glenville,
Glenville,
fabulous
yes, thank
Glenville
you.
display home.
Yeah, Glenville display. So
Glenville, Carter Grange. This is the Latitude 37.
Yeah.
We've sold Metricon display homes.
Yeah.
We are actually the display home king
specialists,
of
yeah.
Australia.
Exactly right, Phil. Self-appointed. 437 Gardenia Road, Garden Vale.
Well, what a stunning single-level villa this is, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Now, the owners of this property have given it a complete overhaul.
Oh, yeah.
So they've taken it really from the 60s or 70s
Yep.
and they've turned it into a 2022 extravaganza, stunning in every way.
10:30, Philip, our third auction's in Murrumbina. David Thompson auctions this snap purchase buy in Dunoon Street.
Yeah, Gary, that's a really good location. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 1 car space. Great entry level into the market.
Double auction action at 11:30, Phil, Murray Road, Ormond. This is a great looking property. Leo
It
Sander
is.
Auctions.
2-storey town residence, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, gorgeous courtyard gardens. That is really, it's a house in so many ways.
We've got 2 auctions with Jeremy Rosen's. First is at 11:30 in Wrexham Road, great address.
Well, we do a lot in that little pocket of Prahran,
do.
Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That is a really, really good apartment.
And then Jeremy and Daniel Micmacker move on together to this wonderful property in Orong Road.
Well,
Oxford.
that is an incredible property, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, lock-up garage, and check out the facade of that building. It's just beautiful.
At 12:30, Philip, we're in Lucas Street, Caulfield South. Leo Auctions, this terrific looking property.
Gary, we've sold this property before, architecturally stunning in every possible way. You've got to love those polished concrete floors in the back room, which overlook the back garden, but with the classic Californian bungalow facade.
Bring us a home, Phil, with a double at 2:30. We're going to be in Lansdowne Road.
Gary, stunning property. This is 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. It's got a double lock-up garage. That is really just a stunning brand new home.
And it's on that little bend there in a beautiful part of Lansdowne Road. Phil, you are going to bring down the curtain on Saturday at 11 Tower Court in Armidale, a fine address.
Gary, a fantastic address. You can walk out your door and be in High Street, Armidale within about a couple of 100 metres. That is a wonderful single-storey, 3-bed, 2-bath, double lock-up garage in a very well-maintained development.
Double auction action on Sunday morning, Philip. You're going to be at number 2 Grimwade Court at 10:30 a.m.
Gary, we love Grimwade Court. It's a gorgeous address with beautiful period homes in it. This is a stunning 2-storey house that you could move straight into, Gary, or update and it would be impossible to overcapitalise in that area because there are houses that sell all the way up to $10 million in that local neighbourhood.
I love this stunning apartment in Narrong Road, Phil, happening also at 10:30. I'm the auctioneer for this
Well,
one.
Gary, check out the courtyard garden on that. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That is an incredible opportunity to buy a house-size apartment.
I'm meeting up with you for this incredible town residence, Philip, in Bamborough Road, 4179 to 181 Bamborough Road in Caulfield
Gary,
South. What a
great
looking
location.
townhouse.
You can walk to Princes Park, you can walk to the tram in Glen Huntly Road or Hawthorne Road if you like. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage. Wonderful opportunity there.
Leo Samuel in his hood in Glen Huntly is auctioning at 11:30 in Rosebery Grove.
Gary, great location, great address, close to everything. That is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms and a lock-up garage.
Double auction action at 12:30. Phil, you're going to be in Octavius Avenue.
Gary,
in
this
North.
is a stunning home designed
Sure
by
is.
Selwyn Blackstone. Only ever had one owner. That is in a great location, fabulous architecture, and what an incredible family home that is.
While you're doing that, there's going to be an auction happening with Leo Samuel in Elstonwick, Phil, in the heart of Elstonwick in Liscard Street. Great address.
Gary, really good address, and that Liscard runs off Orrong Road but goes through to St George's Road. Great location there. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. You just couldn't go wrong putting that in the portfolio.
Loving single-level villas, Phil. This is a terrific one in Winston Drive. It's one of 2 only, a rear one. Beautiful floor plan. That happens at 1:30.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, lock-up garage there, Gary. That is a really, really good property. And I love that pocket of Caulfield South.
So do I, and I've got the auction honours. I'm looking forward to it. Philip, at 1:30, you are going to be in Anderson Street with Glenn Bricker.
Gary, what a great property this is. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. And that's a really good home right in the epicentre of Caulfield.
At 2:30, Philip, you're going to be in prestigious Dunbar Avenue, auctioning this terrific-looking property.
Gary, this is solid as a rock, this house. Double brick, concrete, really well built. It's so livable as it is, but it would also could be easily further improved. And because it's so solid, I reckon you could even go up another story there. Obviously subject to council approval and subject to engineering.
We bring down the curtain, Philip, at 3:30 p.m. in prestigious Lumia Road in the Golden Mile of Caulfield North. Take us through this
we
great
have
home.
stretched the Golden Mile, Gary, to encompass any road or street that we feel like including
Yes.
in the Golden Mile. But the traditional Golden Mile of Caulfield North is Howard, Lamia and Aruna Road, and this is number 62. It is the most fabulous single-storey solid brick home designed by Alan Sinman from Sinman Justin Bialik, built to last on 1,091 square metres of land, Gary. That is an incredible opportunity to get into the Golden Mile.
A couple of quick snap preview purchases, perhaps, Phil, that we just want to bring to your attention. 101 at 102 Balaclava Road. What a fantastic looking property
Gary,
this
it's
is.
a brilliant development. This is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double parking in the basement. The joy of this property, Gary, is it's a great building and a great location, but we know everybody in the building,
Yes, we
and
do.
it's just full of wonderful, wonderful people.
is,
So it's
Phil.
like buying into a community.
And a wonderful community at that, Philip. We also have a little preview of this property, which we think is a very affordable and wonderful place in a great position there in Dorgan Street, Philip.
Gary, we love this property because it's an older style building and it's right next to Memorial Park,
Yes, it
which
is.
fronts Kooyong Road. So not only have you got a quiet but lovely location, but you've got the park right next door. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
That is a big wrap on GPTV this late June edition. We hope you've had a wonderful financial year and your next one is terrific as well. The market is still pumping as we keep going on, Phil, with 80+% results. So if you're looking at buying a great home, come and have a look at one of our auctions, come to one of our inspections. We would love to see you out and about.
Come and have a coffee at the open for inspections or the
Yes.
auctions on the weekends and familiarise yourself with the local market and get to know the loving, caring, humble people at Gary Pier.
Indeed. That's a big wrap on GPTV. We will see you humbly next week. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great week.